Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Kent. I am Reverend Stephen, minister of this congregation. Thank you for joining us this morning, both in person and on Zoom, as we seek to be a spiritual community that is diverse and inclusive, as we inspire love, work for justice, and grow together in community. We extend a special welcome to our visitors. Thank you for worshiping with us this morning. Visitors, if you'd like to know more about our church and be in contact with us, there will be a contact link in the chat box at the end of the service. Everyone is welcome to use this link to be in contact with our staff and leadership about concerns or needs you may have. Visitors, you are also welcome to stay after the service and select a breakout room to join, to talk with members and friends of UUCK who are eager to meet you. Thank you to our team leading worship both in person and remotely this morning, our worship associate, Kathy Kearns, our interim music director, Vanessa Vesely, our director of religious education, Colleen Taylor, our usher, Kathy Slater, and our tech team. We have our projector, Jenny Horvath, our director, Max Grubb, our camera person, David Smeltzer, our slide preparer, Kara Kramer, our administrator, Mary Beth Hannon, our virtual greeter, Michelle Boris. Hi, Michelle. And Brad Bolton, who is our sound tech. We are a people that practice radical hospitality. We want to be welcoming and inclusive. It's one of our highest values as we share life's journey. So in this spirit, we take a few moments now to say hello and check in with each other in breakout rooms and here in person. And once again, welcome. Now, let's take a moment to breathe together, to invite the spirit of love to be present among us and to open our hearts and minds to the Spirit's call to build beloved community here among us and out in the world. Come, let us worship together.
Sometimes when life gets rough, days are long and nights are even longer. You think you've had enough, you're not getting any stronger. But just be patient, friend. This will take some time to mend. Just one more step, we gotta get up, we gotta go forward. Just make a goal, get up on your feet and start walking toward it. Step by step, we keep moving. Day by day, we'll be learning something new. You can't move that boulder in your way, but little by little, we'll keep chipping away. Step by step, we keep working, hand in hand till we reach a brighter view. We can't climb that mountain in a day, but little by little, we'll be making our way. The going got too tough, you can't take it any longer. This time it's just too much, you're not getting any younger. But just give it one more day. Don't let the demons have their way. Just one more step, we gotta get up, we gotta go forward. Just make a goal, get up on your feet and start walking toward it. Step by step, we keep moving. Day by day, we'll be learning something new. You can't move that boulder in your way, but little by little, we'll keep chipping away. Step by step, we keep working, hand in hand till we reach a brighter view. Be patient, we all know what they say. Rome wasn't built in a day. Step by step, we keep climbing, side by side till we reach that higher view. We can't climb that mountain in a day, but little by little, we'll be making our way. Step by step, we keep moving, making our way. Day by day, we'll keep working. Just give it one more day. Step by step, we keep moving. Step by step, step by step, day by day.
We stand at an interesting moment in time for our congregation. Our church has existed here in Kent for over 150 years. In 2008, our church adopted a vision statement that called for us to expand our physical space so we could pursue our dreams. And here we are with a beautiful new social hall we will be able to live into soon. This is a time when we can begin to imagine new possibilities of how we want to carry out our church's mission to inspire love, seek justice, and grow into community. Who is our church called to be in the world? Take a moment to reflect. Who are all the yous our congregation has been? What parts of our historic legacy do we want to carry forward? What is our vision of the future? What will our church house of tomorrow look like? And now I invite you to join me as we light our chalice. In Unitarian Universalism, the chalice is an invitation to continue our ongoing search for the light of truth within and among us, a light to guide us on our journey, and a reminder that we are all interconnected. We thank Kay Ekman for lighting our shared chalice, and I invite you to light your home chalice. Please join in the words for our chalice lighting, our congregational covenant. We affirm that each life has brilliance, and when joined with others in joyful community, has the power to transform. We pledge ourselves and our resources to this journey. This covenant inspires and challenges us to dwell together in right relationship. We promise to extend hospitality, nurture community for all ages, encourage spiritual growth, honor diversity, and practice kindness.
We take some time now for stillness. It's a time to just breathe and be, to turn inward, to connect with the love that is the very heart of life itself, to reflect on this mystery we are all part of, to remember how interconnected we all are with each other as part of the great interconnected web. So let's take some silence now together. Life brings us many things. Part of our experience is struggle and loss. In the spirit of being a community of compassion and care, we take time now to share losses, sorrows, and struggles that are in our hearts. If you're attending this service via Zoom, I would invite you to use the chat box to share with us. For those that are here present, you are welcome to speak the names of those on your hearts right now who are struggling or have experienced loss. Of course, we hold Hal in our hearts as he continues to struggle with his chronic illness. Vivian Sandlin lifts up her friend Laura, who lost her mother in a tragic accident. Kat Holtz shares that her mother is still struggling with the effects of chemo. We send our wishes for healing and peace for both Kat and her mother. The Rome family shares that our beloved old dog is not doing well lately. Gail Rule says, my brother and his wife, Bill and Monica, are both struggling with COVID. We send our wishes to them for healing. Jenny Horvath says, 4 relatives are struggling with issues on the end of life journey. We pray for their peace and comfort and for yours. Mike Darnell, thinking of my friends Gordon, Judy Gibson, whose daughter died last week of cancer. We hold them in our hearts. Mike Ivanzik says, the Barron family in Hudson, whose 7-year-old son Vincent was killed in a bicycle accident 1 year ago today. We remember them. Wendy Mann names Tiffany Zeller, a former friend of the church who died of MS and various cancers last week. Let's enter now into a time of prayer and reflection with these words adapted from Wayne Arneson. Spirit of life and love, God of many names who surrounds us, it is in you we have our being. We hold before you those who are in need of care and love, those we've named, and those we carry in our hearts, those who are sick or lost or alone, those who are grieving, those who struggle with addiction or are the victims of violence, hatred, or oppression. We also offer our thanks for the people who have loved us and continue to love us. Help us open our hearts to people who might be within our circle of love. Could we make that circle just a little wider? Help us to see ourselves as the loving people we are and can be. We pray that the love we share with the people in our lives will be our abiding teacher and our guide. May it be so, and it is in the spirit of love that we say, Amen. Life also brings, amidst the mystery of how things work, joy, wonder, and awe. We've all experienced moments this week that lifted our spirits. If you're attending this service via Zoom, you're welcome to use the chat box to share joy, wonder, and awe with us. Lee shares the joy of having gone to Bob Dylan's concert Friday. Kathy shares Joel, Jeff, and 3 grandsons are currently running in the Devo 5K, wishing them well. Diane Kloss, glad to be sharing this morning with friends and in person. Glad to be together in person this morning. Claudia is excited to see the greenery sprouting up in the landscape around Hobbs Hall. Grateful for the leadership that brought us here. Yeah, be sure to take a look after church at all the landscaping. It's looking really beautiful. And Carol Weigand, my son's wedding in Ireland was lovely, and I got to travel with my daughter. Oh, wonderful. I'm glad you're home safe and sound, too. And Michelle Boris says, the hot air balloon that went directly over our house yesterday just above the tree line, and the beautiful sun shining outside right now. And Sarah E. Verity says, getting to spend more time with my family, especially my grandmother, as she heals from chemo. We send our wishes for healing. Trudy Deal, grateful that the COVID vaccine is available for younger kids. Yes. And Max says, celebrating Chris and Lori Beale's wedding yesterday. Mike Darnell is thankful we survived a 2-week visit with our 3 grandchildren from Switzerland. Now, with gratitude for these and every blessing we receive in life, thankful for the gift of life itself, for the companionship of each other on life's journey, for the beauty of this world, and in this day of possibility, we raise our hearts in gladness. Now I invite you to join in singing our hymn of community. It's number 1009, Meditation on Breathing.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, story this morning is What Do You Do with an Idea by Kobe Yamada, illustrated by May Besson. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered, what do I do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I walked away from it and acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried about what other people would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself and I hid it away and I didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger, and we became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they might say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid that they would think it was silly, and many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of my time and that this would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided I was going to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. But most of all, I gave it my attention. And my idea grew. And so did my love for it. I built it a new house. One with an open roof where it could look up to the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big and then think even bigger. And it shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because it said, it's good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. And then something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wing and took flight and burst into the sky. And then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world. I love this little story. I've often had ideas that followed me around as I tried to ignore them. Has that happened to you before? Yes. So I wonder, what ideas, my friends, are following you around? And will you feed them? Because I wonder what will happen when you release your idea into the world.
We have two readings this morning, and our first is our church's vision statement, which was adopted on May 11th, 2008. Our vitality and passion call us to restore and expand our space to equal the energy of our dreams. As we do, we are better equipped to carry on our historic legacy and embrace our potential for connection, service, programming, and outreach. Our second reading is called A House Called Tomorrow by Albert Rios. You are not 15 or 12 or 17. You are 100 wild centuries and 15 bringing with you in every breath and in every step everyone who has come before you. All the yous that you have been, the mothers of your mother, the fathers of your father. If someone in your family tree was trouble, 100 were not. The bad do not win, not finally, no matter how loud they are. We simply would not be here if that were so. You are made fundamentally from the good. With this knowledge, you never march alone. You are the breaking news of the century. You are the good who has come forward through it all, even if so many days feel otherwise. But think, when you as a child learned to speak, it's not that you didn't know words. It's that from the centuries you knew so many, and it's hard to choose the words that will be your own. From those centuries, we human beings bring with us the simple solutions and songs, the river bridges and star charts and song harmonies, all in service to a simple idea that we can make a house called tomorrow. What we bring finally into the new day, every day, is ourselves. And that's all we need to start. That's everything we require to keep going. Look back only for as long as you must, then go forward into the history you will make. Be good, then better. Write books, cure disease. Make us proud, make yourself proud. And those who came before you, when you hear thunder, hear it as their applause.
When I lived in Minneapolis during seminary, I was part of a GLBTQ+ country Western dance community. We danced every Sunday evening in a tired old 1950s era bar named Lee's Liquor Lounge. No matter how tired I was or what I needed to do, I put on my cowboy boots and spent the evening dancing and socializing. I loved it. It recharged me and brought me joy. When I moved to Iowa City, when I could get away, there was just enough time after church to pack an overnight bag, grab my boots, and drive to Minneapolis to dance. I moved to Ohio, and then somehow I forgot about how much I loved to dance. Then I got an email this summer from the Minneapolis Club about a country western dance weekend in Saugatuck, Michigan, the second week of October, and I had to go. I got there and I was worried that I'd forgotten how to dance, but the minute I stepped out on the floor, it all came back to me. I danced for 3 days, and I came home with sore feet, but I was recharged, I was joyful, and I had a new sense of confidence. As I drove home from that dance, I took some time to reflect. I asked myself, what else had I forgotten or let go of that brought me joy? What were those things that made my life meaningful and fulfilling I was no longer doing? I remembered something I'd once heard, maybe you've heard. In the world cultures that have a shaman or a medicine person, if you come to them complaining of being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, they're going to ask you some questions. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? If you're feeling down or struggling right now because of the hard times we've all been through the last year and a half, is it possible that your heart is longing for things you gave up or forgot about because of the pandemic? Did you stop dancing or singing or finding wonder in the world? Have stories lost their enchantment, or do dreams feel impossible? Think about our lives before this all started. What fell away as we entered a virtual world? Now, there may be some things that were good to let go of, unhealthy habits or toxic relationships, an imbalanced life with too much work and not enough self-care or leisure time. But maybe, just maybe, you've also let go of some parts of yourself that bring you joy and fulfillment. As we come out of the pandemic, life is inviting us to reflect and remember. While there's a need to grieve all the losses, and there's so much grieving to do as individuals, a community, and the world, it's also time to reclaim our joy. And what's true for us as individuals is true for us as a congregation. We're gradually coming back together slowly, carefully. As we do, life is inviting us to remember who we are, what matters most to us, to reclaim those things. We value community, being with each other. That has suffered during the pandemic. Zoom held us together, but it's not the same as that in-person hello, the hug, catching up over a cup of coffee, the sacred space we create together here in worship, the joy of live music and singing. I think of all the joy I saw last Sunday and this morning as we gathered in person, and even I was just all excited about it. Here at UUCK, community is our glowing coal, the heart of what draws us together and nurtures our spirits. We care for each other in many ways and for the community out there beyond our doors. That is the core of who we are, and it's important to nurture that and strengthen it. But beyond that, we have so many possibilities in front of us. First of all, we don't have to do church the way we did before. Even if we wanted to, that's gone. We can let go of practices or things that no longer serve us, even as we hold on to the best of who we are. I've decided to propose to our Board of Trustees that it's time to write a new vision statement, a statement of who we aspire to be. We've achieved some of our vision, which was written in 2008. Kathy read it. We've greatly expanded our campus with our new building. There's still restoration work to do in this building, but it's time to think about what's next. Who is life calling us to be together? How can we hold on to the best of who we are, even while we adapt and change to the challenges and the opportunities ahead of us? These are huge questions. But as we find our way forward, we can trust that we are grounded in our core identity as a congregation, in our historic legacy, in our continuing commitment to connection, programming, service, and outreach, and most of all, the truth we heard from Alberto Rios in the second reading. We are the good who have come forward through it all, even if many days feel otherwise. What we bring finally into each new day, every day, is ourselves, and that's all we need to start. That's everything we require to keep going. Look back only for as long as you must, then go forward into the history you will make. What we bring into this new chapter of our history, along with our core identity, is ourselves, the fundamental goodness we are made from, which affirms the universalist truth that we are all worthy and all loved. Each of us also brings unique gifts, skills, passion, and dreams of life that's abundant. You and I have ideas waiting to spread their wings, take flight, and burst into the sky. Maybe we just need to remember. If you've forgotten what you have to share or aren't sure about how you want to serve others, I have an opportunity, an invitation for you. Our Leadership Development Committee is offering a great opportunity to remember or discover your passions or gifts. Saturday, November 20th at 10 a.m., come identify your passions, either in person or on Zoom, get reacquainted with other church members and friends, and learn some of the ways our community's life and work feed the spirits of our members. There is registration information in the midweek email. You can also call Rhonda Richardson. I hope you'll join us that morning. One of my colleagues says this fragile and precious thing we create together won't work without all of us. To make our vision come to life and be vibrant, alive, take flight, and burst into the sky, we will need to each share what we have. You know, one of these days, I might even offer a dance class and teach you to two-step. Now I want to spend some time talking together and sharing with each other. And I have a question. What is it we most hope for in this new chapter of our congregation? If you're on Zoom, I invite you to use the chat box to share hopes and dreams for our shared future. If you're in person, raise your hand and I'll be happy to share what you've said. So I'm going to grab the laptop. Anybody have any thoughts? Carol Wigan has shared that we be an active voice in the community. Kathy, please.
That we be a beacon of green practices.
That we be a beacon of green practices. So what would that look like?
Well, already we have a charging station.
We have a charging station. Mm-hmm.
We have great dreams for solar energy on our new building.
Solar energy is another thing we can move forward to. And I don't know how you feel, but I think that should be one of our next steps. Okay. All right, Kat Holtz says we hold Hogwarts in our new space. We do more than hold. We welcome and encourage Hogwarts to play and have fun in all our spaces. Martha Cluse says, I would like to see art exhibits in the sanctuary as we have had in the past. Thank you, John. No, yeah, absolutely. And in our, it's over there. Yeah, the new social hall is that way. And in there as well. Cheryl Spore says, I would like there to be more things for children to do, more ways for kids to meet and find joy in one another and their actions. Thank you, Cheryl. From the Rome family, community outreach for food insecurity and other important issues. We're doing some already, thanks in part to Elaine Bowen's leadership. But then again, what's the opportunity for us to expand that together? Todd Packer says, dance your soul. Please, Georgia.
I'd like to see all members of the community feel ownership and commitment to sustaining both our physical and spiritual presence.
So you would like to see every member of our community show a real commitment to sustaining and helping us thrive, both our physical spaces, caring for them, and our spiritual lives. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any other thoughts? Randy and Heidi say, known as a place for seekers, expansion into a vibrant, growing community with many new members. And we even have more space for them. Mm-hmm. Trish, please. There you are. So Trish is encouraging us to shift to a more plant-based diet, both for our own health and the health of the earth. Okay, thank you. Benny says, I would like there to be a church chess club and board game night. Oh, fun.
I'm on it, Benny.
Colleen says, I'm on it, Benny. Okay. Kevin says, a giant progressive rainbow flag and Black Lives Matter on the front of our building, and maybe a trans flag too, so strangers know they are welcome here when they drive by. Yes, yes. Gail Rule says, more virtual and small group gatherings to help us meet and get to know each other. Now that my children are grown, I often feel that I am left on the outer rim. Let us help us draw you back in, Gail. Well, thank you, everyone, for sharing these thoughts. At the end of this service, we'll sing together, Life Calls Us On, one of my favorite hymns. The last verse speaks of the good that yet shall be. Let's bring our community back together. Let's rediscover the joy in being together in person. Let's share our gifts and our passions and go forward in history, a history that will only be limited by, as our vision statement mentions, the energy of our dreams. But may it be so, and with faith in what we can do together, may we make it so. Amen. We, as a community, thrive in our shared life in worship, community, and ministry because each of you is so generous with money, time, and care. Thank you. We also work to help others in our community thrive by giving to agencies and organizations in Kent and beyond that serve those in need. In November, our special offering is for the Freedom House. Freedom House opened in 2004, and it's Portage County's transitional housing facilities for male veterans who are experiencing homelessness. Freedom House provides things including intensive case management offered by a trained staff. Every veteran has a support worker to create their own plan, which focuses on being self-sufficient, re-engaging with the community, and living a healthy lifestyle. In the spirit of gratitude for the gift of each other, this time together, and the abundance that makes generosity possible, we now give and receive the offering as a sign of our shared commitment to the life and work of this congregation and beyond.
Ain't gonna see me hanging round your back door. This path is taking me back to where I was before. Someday I'll tear down these walls surrounding me, open up to the world at my feet. Why must these changes happen so damn fast? Scared of the future, longing for the past. What's it like to have a lifelong friend? Someone wanna by your side until the very end. One more time when I'm walking away, looking to find what's right in front of my face. Why must these changes happen so damn fast? Scared of the future, longing for the past. Just when I felt I had hit my stride, another roadblock smacks me right between the eyes. The world starts spinning and I'm falling down. The world is spinning away from me now. And why must these changes happen so damn fast? Scared of the future, longing for the past. Can't live in the shadows of this life. Sometimes you gotta step out, get ready for a fight. Take a few punches, always get back up. What other choice is there if you want to love? And why must these changes happen
now to prepare to return to the world and bring our service to its close, would you join me in extinguishing the chalice? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. May we carry these in our hearts and our minds until we are together again. Now I invite you to rise and join in singing Life Calls Us On.
Here in reverence now we gather for the blessings we have known, with a pledge to one another that we journey not alone. Joy and sorrow make us wise, kin to all that lives and dies. Love calls us on. Love calls us on. Words and deeds of those before us, wake and hear to keep us strong. Lend our voices in the chorus of creation's living song. Courage bids us lift our eyes upward to the shining skies. Hope calls us on. Hope calls us on. Hope calls us on. Loyal guides in love and duty, guides with a trusted love. Blessed are they whose inward beauty shows their path of truth and right. Honor is their earthly prize. By their works we realize faith calls us on. Faith
And now I offer you some of my favorite words by John O'Donohue. May our minds come alive today to the invisible geography that invites us to new frontiers, to break the dead shells of yesterdays, to risk being disturbed and changed. May we have the courage today to live the lives that we would love, to postpone our dreams no longer, but to do at last what we came here for and waste our hearts on fear no more. And that now, with that willingness to risk being disturbed and changed, and seeking to live lives that we love and postpone our dreams no longer, let us go forth in hope and joy to continue inspiring love, seeking justice, and growing together in community. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. And I see the light burning brightly in you.